multi-user Catia package that we're developing here at BYU, and I'm sharing this folder with several other researchers. The NX Connect Master Project DLL is the NX Connect multi-user package, and so I can right-click on that, go to previous versions, and there is all of the versions that have been uploaded to this folder, and you'll notice they were last changed by the VCAX research group. It shows that the files are increasing in size sometimes. I think this one we were just testing an older version, and it'll say what the current version is and what the oldest version is. So you guys can grab the newest one and you can compare. The only thing that you'll really need to keep in mind is if you're working with Dropbox and you have a part open that you're making changes to, you want some way to notify your teammates that you're making modifications to that part. Because if you upload yours, but someone has downloaded that same file before you re-uploaded it, they have the previous version. And so there's no way to really mesh those two changes. So all of your changes will be in one file, and all of his changes will be in another file, but you can't really mesh them with Dropbox.
There's no way, like on Dropbox, to show like who's checked it out or something like that?
No. So what you'll need to do is hop on Skype or figure out a way with your team so that you can notify them, say, hey, I have this part open. Preferably, I would have anybody who's on your team who is working, just have them be on Skype, and that way you can ask them, do you have this part open? And if they say no, then you say, I'm going to check out this part. I will let you know when I'm done with it. So that way you don't have that problem. Team Center Engineering, if we can get it up and running, has the ability to mesh those collisions. And so ideally, we would like to use that tool, but unfortunately at the moment there's a lot of technical difficulties we're having with it, and so this is kind of our fix until that is up and running.
We might have a better version of this running by next week.
Yeah.
We're working on a new development that will be...
We're creating a C++ program that will allow this to access multiple folders and in a way act like Team Center Engineering, but that's still kind of in its beta. So this is kind of our fix for now. So for the homework assignment, you guys will go ahead and upload and download things from Dropbox, or for in your case the groups folder, and you will be able to make all those changes as prescribed on the homework, on the in-class exercise for Lab 2. For the homework, you're going to connect to a team member via Skype. You can do a video call if possible. You're going to take turns interviewing each other, so here's some questions that you might ask. This is intended to do one team member, so you should be able to interview the other 3 team members on your team, one last week, one this week, and one the following week. So that's just kind of a repeat. For number 2 on the homework, it says to complete the HM 2060 Creating, Editing, and Solid Geometry.pdf tutorial. That is on Team Center community.
Files also.
And the file's up there too. I believe we've also emailed it in the last email when we included Homework 1's HM file. But you can access that on Team Center community. Take 2 shots of your work, one after step 7 and the other during step 12 with the 4 solids selected. So if you need help finding the tutorial, all you have to do is go into HyperMesh and go up to help, and then you can find the tutorial. But the PDF is on Team Center community if you want to just download that. You will create a Google Doc entitled HM2060 _ and then you'll put your name. That contains both screenshots from the tutorial, and you're going to share it with the appropriate faculty. So for the students here at BYU, you will share that with Dr. Jensen. For the students at it's UTA, right? Is it my what? NTU. Sorry, I have that now in my head. At NTU, you will share that with your faculty. And then for number 3, you will individually read Improving Team Performance.pdf prior to meeting with your team. That is also on Team Center community. Then with your team, you will schedule and hold a video conference, either using video conferencing hardware, Skype, or another technology. You can use Google if you'd like. Inside of your Gmail, you should have like Google Chat and Google Video, so that works as well. And you're going to review your team organization and performance strategies from Improving Team Performance. As far as turning things in, you'll add to interviews, you underscore your name to a Google Doc. You will complete the tutorial and share the Google Doc, and you will complete the team organization PDF, and you'll follow the instructions that it says on the PDF. So that's all for homework 2. It sounds like you guys are going to start organizing your teams. We went over top-down assembly and lecture briefly yesterday. I would recommend kind of including that in your team organization performance meeting. You might want to, while you're meeting with them, talk about how you'd like to organize your team. Maybe you want to do it by sub-assemblies. Maybe you want to do it by different technologies that you'll be using for your project. Whatever works for you guys best. So, anyway, so you'll turn those in next time. For Lab 3, we've got a couple of in-class exercises that we'd like you to do. First one, we'll go ahead and do this, and then I'll give you guys some time to work through it. You're going to conference with your team members and decide how to organize your team along sub-assembly lines, so kind of like what we're saying. Collaboratively develop a Google presentation slide that shows your team organized along subsystems of your RC vehicle. The name of this Google presentation should be the name of your vehicle assigned to your team. So if you have like the Mazda RX-7, you'll be the Mazda, it'll say Mazda RX-7. Make sure to define and assign titles and roles and responsibilities as well as team members' names to each of the boxes on the organization chart. You're going to share this presentation with the TAs and Dr. Jensen. Every lab, once we get this set up, we will be doing design reviews at the beginning of lab. And so you will constantly add to these PowerPoint presentations. And so this is kind of the first installment of that, if you will. So you guys will organize your teams, kind of create like a presentation on Google, and then you'll get a screenshot of your conference with your team. So let's go ahead and kind of start doing that.